Hi everybody, Cindy Utter here with Artsy Endeavors. How are we all doing today? We got another session of pain management on the couch. I believe this is going to be day 2. These days really are not so much in order, but it's videos that I've done while I've had to do pain management. So this one, I'm actually working in a small Dylusions journal. It is I think it's 5.5 by 8 or 5 and 8. I'm not sure. It's the small one anyways. I don't ever really have a plan when I start these. I just decide that I want to play in my journal today. And so I either start out gessoing, or in this case I started out collaging. I'm just using some random bits of pieces of paper. I've decided this time that, I'm going to work on those earthy colors. I don't do that very often. But again, just a nice coat of matte medium on there to, keep that stuff down. Now, you saw me take the clips off. In the Dylusion journals, I have found that as I get farther into them, the pages don't tend to lay down so that I can do the work on them. However, once I get something wet on there, whether it be matte medium or gesso, then the pages seem to lay down, so I take the clips off. Right now what you're seeing is I'm putting on some drywall tape. My husband always laughs at me because whenever he needs to do some drywalling or spackling, he comes to me and says, "All right, where is it?" Because I like to swipe his goodies. I can't help it. It's so much fun. It just adds a great layer of texture, and you can pretty much do anything over this drywall tape. And it's sticky on one side, but it doesn't necessarily stay down so well, so I usually try to put another coat of matte medium over top of it to keep it down. So once I get this all dried up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working with my Neocolors, and again, I'm sticking with the earthy tones. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this first layer, and then I'm going to wet it. Now, one thing I'm learning with these Neocolor 2s is I don't like the way they blend with water. So I'm having a difficult time with them when I use water. However, when you see on the next step, I found my fingers work really well on blending these. So again, I don't have any plan for this page. Right now I'm just laying down color. Throw down some collage, lay down some color, some texture, and see where this page goes. When I have my pain management days on the couch, I tend to have something going on in the background. Usually it's Netflix. I watch a lot of documentaries. I enjoy watching the crime shows, that sort of thing. So I found that if I just record what I'm doing, because I do a lot of pages in these Dylusion journals this way, and I found out that if I just record this process, I can share more with you. More of what I do and just the fun I have. So again, I'm just laying this down with the water, just trying to blend it a little bit. And like I said, I don't have good luck with the water. So this is what I tend to do when I'm on the couch. I just play. Now here I am. I'm going back in. I've dried this really well, and I'm going back in with the same basic earth colors, only this time I'm putting them on a little bit thicker. And then what you're going to see me doing is I'm going to start blending them with my fingers. I have found, there we go, I have found that for me, they blend much better on the second coat with my fingers. So I like the looks of them better. They give more of a opaque look versus the wet, watery look. The biggest thing I had to worry about here is not messing up my fingers and getting the brown on the green. And so by the end of this, my hands were just covered with these Neocolors. But I love them. I absolutely love them. I finally treated myself to a bigger set. I have the set. This is a set of 30 that I keep on my cart for on the couch. And I went and actually purchased the set of 80, and I love them. I love the colors, the vibrancy of the color. I'm trying to get some of that stuff off my fingers now. So now I decided to get a stencil out. This is just a small set of stencils. Again, I have here on my cart that I use for when I'm on the couch. And I decided to use I believe this color is Clover. Whoops, I just did it upside down. Yeah, it's Clover. It's the Adirondack ink or Adirondack paint dauber. And it's done in Clover. And I'm going to do the stencil with a cosmetic wedge. And I'm still just putting down layers, just adding fun to the page. Still have no idea where this is going. I love those little sets of stencils. I think it's Heidi Swap, I want to say. I'm not positive, and I apologize if I don't have the right one, but they just come in a little booklet, and there's just these small stencils. I'd say they're maybe 4 by 3 stencils, and they're great in that little packet to have there on the couch. So now I'm going back to my silicone mat, and again, another layer, just adding some more texture to it, using the black archival ink. This is a stamp that I found that on clearance, I think in AC Moore. And all this is just numbers, 1 through 9. Again, just another layer. I've got these little ink pads, again, in a container that I use. I decided to just kind of make this doily look a little bit more aged instead of stark white. This was given to me, it's just a C. It was given to me in a Happy Mail, and I really wanted to put it on this page, so here it is. Again, this is a tag that I was gifted either through a Happy Mail or on a swap, I'm not sure which. And I just used the ink to just make it look a little bit older and not quite so stark on the color. Now I decided I wanted to darken the edges of the doily. Sorry about the odd angle, but I think I finally got that fixed. I did the same thing with the C. I just kind of grunged it up a little bit. Just use some regular glue to glue down the doily, and then I'm going to add the tag to it. I've got some little bits and pieces. Let's see, I've got a button there I think I'm going to put on the top of the tag. Oh, there was a feather. I just had this little green feather in my stash. So I put that feather at the top of the tag, and then I took a little button. It's sitting there to the right. Eventually I'll put it on. There it is. My C didn't want to stay down, so I decided to play with it. Had a little piece of green ribbon in my stash, decided I wanted to add that to the page. That I got smart and put on with tacky glue because I found that the other clear glues just don't work as well in the Dylusion books. Not even in the Dylusion books. They don't work that well with things like ribbons and that sort of stuff. Found a couple words that I decided to put on the page. Not positive what they are. Hopefully we'll see them here in a minute. Had to get my painter pen working. These pens, if you don't use them every day, I notice that they seem to, I don't want to say dry out, but it takes a while to get them working again. And you really have to just play with them. And here I am, I'm just doodling. I'm just throwing some doodles down on the sides and edges of the page. I'm shaking the heck out of that dang paint pen. And then what happens, I end up with a great big glob. I don't think I did it on this one, but that seems to happen at times. Just decided to add some green dots around that. You don't really see much of it, but it's fun. Just trying to finish up the page. Took some glitter pens, played around with the C a little bit, added some glitter to it. Just something to make things pop on the page. Again, just taking some random glitter pens and just adding a little bit here and there. I believe it says, "To the dreamer, anything is possible." Yeah, to the dreamer, everything is possible. So I hope you enjoy.